there is no state of perfect, sinless perfection in this life. That state does exist, and it is the state of the Christian in the life to come. When we see him, we will be like him, for we shall see him as he is. In what regard? How is he? Sinless, righteous. And the very presence, not only power and penalty, but even the presence of sin on that day will be no more. So what John is saying is simple. He's not saying if you're a Christian, you'll never sin again. But what he is saying is that Christians should not be defined by sin. Christians experience real, progressive, gradual, visible, tangible improvement in righteousness in this life. And if there's nothing, if there's no fruit to speak of, I've been a Christian for 40 years, and in every single category that I can think of, I've gotten worse. Well, you're going to hell. You're not a Christian. I mean, it's really simple, right? This is an apple tree, and every year for 20 years now, in season, it produces pears. How many apples? 0. Lots of pears, great pears. It's my favorite apple tree. Well, I think it's a pear tree. So that's what John's saying. Not sinless perfection in this life, but progressive victory over sin. You are not a slave to sin, and you're not a slave to Satan. Because notice the second half of verse 18, he doesn't just say that everyone who has been born of God does not keep on sinning, but then he goes on and says that God protects him and the evil one does not touch him. Now that's the big theme in the text that we're going to see multiple times as we move on to the other verses. Christians, not only are they free from slavery to sin, but they're also free from slavery to Satan. And what we'll see is there's one primary tool that Satan uses for the unbeliever. But for the Christian, this tool, this weapon, has been stripped, neutralized, disarmed. And we'll look into that a little bit more in a moment. Let's look at verse 19 now. We know that non-Christians, so we're comparing and contrasting. So Christians, they're no longer defined by sin. They have victory over sin. They're being sanctified, and the devil may tempt them, but he does not own them.